Victor Wembanyama will be the biggest bust in NBA history. Now listen, I know you guys are saying, here goes Nathan, caping up for Mike Ryan again. We know you super follow him twice. You just reiterate what he says. But hey, if you're on our YouTube channel, you know I was telling everybody to calm down about Victor Wembanyama months ago. I've been on this beat before Mike Ryan. But that doesn't matter who got there first, because Mike Ryan's, he's saying it better, you know, but I'm here to back him up and support him. Let's play the tape that everybody around the world has seen of Wembie just doinking it. Let's put that up there. I mean, it's fast forwarded here, just brick after brick here. You know, one make, but again, like Mike said, it goes out of frame. Dribbling, I mean, terrible. Ooh, that last one, man, just not great. And then, yeah, sure, easy for him to dunk here. Not good. Kid can't shoot. And you look at his stats back in France, back that up. You know, 29% from three this last season, I believe is what he shot. 47% overall. Dude's 7'5", and you're telling me his 2-point percentage was 56%. Like, you're 7'5". How do you not have a plus 60 thing? And, you know, I'd wager that's probably because he can't get into the paint. You know, I've been cultivating mass in 2023 here. I've put on about 20 pounds in 2023. And I'm telling you, at 6'2", I could back down Victor Wembanyama. Dude only got 10 rebounds a game. You're 7'5", and he got 10 rebounds. Like, of course you're 7'5". Like, 7 or 8 of them are just going to fall right. You're just going to grab them right off the rim. No biggie. 7'5", dude can't even get more than 10 rebounds a game. Turnovers are there. You know, and in the playoffs, all his stats got worse. Less points, less rebounds, more turnovers, worse shooting percentage. That's when the competition goes up. Victor's game goes down. There ain't no playoff Victor here. Kid's going to be a bust. Sorry. Doesn't frame, you know, could be injury prone, but here's why. Here's the biggest reason why. Dude's 7'5", but he wants to show you how he can dribble, and no one's talking to you about this. Here's why Victor Wembanyama will be a bust and a nightmare when it comes to turnovers in the NBA. Dribble height. Anybody talking about this? His dribble height, hand to ground height. Dude's dribble height has got to be taller than like Brad Williams out here. Like, I watched some game tape and I timed how long it takes for the ball to go from his hand to the court. This is, I'm gonna just say it for you so you can get a sense of how long this takes and how easy it's gonna be for professional NBA players to pick this dude's pocket. So here we go. It's in his hand. Ready? To the floor. Back up to the hand. At the floor again. And now it's in his hand. I mean, you can see photos. Dude has a long wingspan. Here he is holding some balls really low. But guess what, guys? That's not where you dribble. Look at this picture where he's dribbling. Like, that's probably at Steph Curry's head. You don't think that's getting swiped every other play? Victor Wembanyama will be a turnover machine. Let's fire up the episode. What up, fan Libertarians? We back here. Did you enjoy our episode last week? Had a guest. on the fastest growing Dan Le Batard Show fan YouTube channel. That's us, the Fan Le Batard Show podcast. Rockets, baby. Just shooting straight up almost to 500 subscribers. Get that up. I've been putting out some work. Appreciate the support people have been showing. You can check out our last episode where we had a guest, Cynthia, from the show. I enjoyed that conversation. That's one of my favorite things, actually, to do is get some of the people behind the scenes from the show and ask them questions. I thought she had some really good insights into what a pre-show meeting is like, talking about what Dan does. So if you want to get a feel for that, go back and check that episode out this week. Just me, but working on getting some more guests. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, you know. Let's take it back to Victor Wembanyama here. I'm not going to go with the whole bus thing here. I've already laid that out, but are people talking about this? The San Antonio Spurs are not, contrary to popular belief, are not a well-run organization. How does this video of Victor Wembanyama even get leaked out? How is this video of him just straight doinking shots over and over and over again, making fun of him, who, again, is at a very young age, folks? You don't think he's seen this? He's seen it. He's known about it. He's 19 years old. Kid's probably on TikTok like 5 hours a day, if I had to guess. He's seen it. He knows it. You don't think that's affecting his mentality? You know, you don't think that's affecting, making him feel pressure? How, if you're the San Antonio Spurs, does this get out? You burn the footage if someone's there, like, right? You have one camera at something like this. One person is allowed to take footage. If it ain't good, you burn it when it's done. This, honestly, like, this is the first time people get to see this kid, like, working out. Like, I got to run this video back and see, like, was he in? This is at the Spurs arena. He's in a Spurs uniform. Like, is this what it, okay. Also, there's a lot of people, like, in the crowd that was watching this. So this is what, I mean, where is this taken from? It also just shows, does the kid even cope well with pressure? Because there were a lot of people there, a lot of cameras, stands there. You know, was this like them working him out to see if they wanted to draft him? Not a good showing. But again, how does this get out? If you are the Spurs, like, you lock this down more than a Dave Chappelle stand-up comedy thing. Put your phones in bags. One person takes video for you to look at. You look at it, you get what you need. And, you know, if it was good tape, you keep it. Awesome. But if it's tape like that, again, you destroy it. You never let it see the light of day. Because obviously everyone knows you're taking the guy. You can't, well, I may tell you he's a bust. You can't pass up on a potential talent like that. Because if he hits, you're going to be fools for forever. But this just goes to show the San Antonio Spurs, they're not as well run of an organization as you think if this gets out. And just further proof, you want to know what is probably going to be one of the best 30 for 30s or upcoming sports documentaries? The career of Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, generational superstar, played for the Spurs. You know, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, was going to talk about those two guys, and that's how Duncan Robinson slipped in there. Duncan and Robinson, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, they all hung around for the majority of their careers, except for Tony Parker, I think, off in Charlotte for a year or however long that was. They all stuck around, right? You think, oh, well-run organization, they keep their superstars. Then the Kawhi Leonard incident comes out. Mismanaged the dude's health so badly that he doesn't want to be there. And what people have seen prior to that as a well-run organization. And now, further down the line, like, I just like to first say thank you as a Raptors fan. You can see I'm kitted out. I got my Kawhi Leonard jersey on, had him for a year. And you know what? Glad we only had him for a year, because after that, everything just fell off. Like, how many games has this guy even played for the Clippers? I mean, I'm going to Google that for you right now. The dude has not played more than 57 games in a season, 57, 52, 52. I don't think, honestly, maybe he finished the 2019-2020 season with them in the playoffs. I can't remember. Pretty sure he didn't finish last season, or 2020-2021. 21-22 wasn't there. Did not play. He's missed a whole entire season. He's only played 50-something games when he's been healthy. Dude's body has fallen apart. And you gotta wonder, is that because of something the Spurs did? And how do you screw that up? A generational talent like Kawhi Leonard, when you're also the organization who's known for pioneering rest. And somehow you screwed up this guy's body so bad that he's been... I mean, his legs are shot. Dude had one good leg when he won the championship for the Raptors in 2019. And so everybody's like, oh, the San Antonio Spurs, what a well-run organization. Like, Victor, you sure this is where you want to go if you get hurt, that they're going to actually take care of you, right? I mean, what is happening with Kawhi Leonard, and what happened with Kawhi Leonard? That's going to be a fascinating sports documentary whenever that comes out. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that. But in other news, I think I like Dick. Gradey Dick. Excited that the Toronto Raptors drafted this guy out of Kansas. Kid's got style. Kid's got pizzazz. I mean, he's got his draft day suit there. Sequins out there. You see him talking about how he wants Drake to wear his jersey. I am excited for my Toronto Raptors. Like, we'll see. Honestly, I like the team that we've got, although they haven't done anything since, again, Kawhi Leonard left. Of note, they did have a good run in the bubble. I think they lost in 7 to Boston. But I just really like the group of guys that they have. I've grown attached to them. I hope word on the street sounds like we're losing Fred VanVleet. I like him. Tiny little Mighty Mouse. Spicy P. We had Scotty Barnes, good rookie there, and now Gradey Dick. Hoping things come together. We make it not out of the play-in. Obviously, we're not a championship level team, but hey, I got my championship. I never thought that the Toronto Raptors would get a championship. So as a fan, I'm set for life from a Toronto Raptors perspective. You get that one championship, that's good with me, man. As the Raptors, I honestly, if you made me guess, Nathan, do you think the Toronto Raptors are going to get another NBA championship in your lifetime? I would bet no. Right, put the over and under at half a championship. I'm betting under. They're not going to get another championship. They're just not a premier destination. Just the stars were aligned for the Kawhi Leonard scenario, and the stars aligned throughout the course of that season for us to get that championship. But I'm excited for Gradey Dick. You want to talk about a shooter? Now there's a shooter, 40%, making over 2 threes a game in college, shooting 40%. I mean, granted, the NBA three-point line's a little bit further back, but that's a shooter. And dude's fun. Got these fun TikToks that he's making these videos. I see a little bit of myself in him as I go making all these videos. Have you checked out I've just been cooking up tons of videos. If you're not on our YouTube, if you're not on our Instagram or following me at Shaved Stop on Twitter, you're missing out, folks, because it's summertime. I'm not teaching. I'm just spending time grinding. I made a show talked about, we should have a know-it-alls. Well, I made a know-it-alls with Tony and Mike Fuentes. I enjoyed it. Gave it a little bit of an 80s sitcom kind of vibe. That was a fun one to make. And if you've been following me, guess what? This summer, I'm bringing the club back, ladies and gentlemen, the Dan Le Batard Show Club. I've done it for 2 weeks now. I've taken sounds from the show or sounds that the show's talked about or shown on YouTube, and I've cut it up into a club. Put Debbie Deb behind it, because guess what? Twitter doesn't do anything copyright-wise, and on Instagram and YouTube, you can still use that sound as long as it's short, right? Shorts don't. You can put music there. They don't. If it's a short, you can put Debbie Deb in it. No copyright issues there. I mean, there's a copyright claim, but it doesn't affect the views, right? So I've been doing that. It's been a lot of fun, but each week it actually becomes more and more work, because each week I sit down and I tell myself, there's no way I'm going to have as good a week in terms of sound. And each week I keep marking more and more clips for the sound, which I personally, as a fan of the show, I love doing it, because it makes me a more attentive listener, of listening for all the jokes and the good things, and then thinking of how can I mix that up, because, I think the club is one of the favorite things for people when they think about the Dan Le Batard Show, of something that they looked forward to every Friday, and how Mike Ryan would mix the sounds together, have them interact. So I try to do that. And, honestly, I have video with me as well. So I get to mix in video interactions and stuff. So I have a fun time pulling sound, pulling video, and thinking, like, how am I going to make these things like interact and have a back and forth? Like, I think in the last club video that I made, my favorite part of the second one that I made was the placement of where I put their submarine expert saying, yeah, we just say they're dead. And then I threw in the video of Jess and Billy's reaction to that, but with no sound. So it was kind of like letting the joke sit in the middle of the club. And I had that just come out of nowhere. I had like a bunch of sounds, and then all of a sudden, boom, yeah, we just say they're dead. And then silence and Billy and Jess's reaction to it. So that was probably my favorite part. What really inspired me to actually do this was when the show showed the video of the Denver Nuggets mascot and it dropping to the floor, and you could just tell the person was unconscious and limbs were going back and forth. When I saw that video, I just, in my mind, I saw and heard Debbie Deb being played under that. Like, that's the start of the club, the doo-doo-ch, doo-doo-ch. I heard, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to start that video off and bring back the club. And I did it. 2 minutes, and now, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm shilling out $11 a month right now, because I don't know. I'm going monthly, even though it's more expensive. Don't know if I want to go annual, because I've changed my name. I've rebranded. Shave Stop is now the Summer Club. So for the summer, since I don't have school, I'm bringing back the club every summer, and I'm verified for the sole purpose of creating a longer club video, the full Debbie Deb song. So week 2, I grinded out a 6-minute, 15-second, ended it with a Greg Cody hard net workout, which I also like, and took the time to find the video where Greg Popovich says, "We live in a racist country," and ended it with that. We'll see if I do that same ending again, although I tend to be a person who tries to do something new. So I have an idea for a different ending for this upcoming club. And you know what? Guess what? Here's what I'm thinking. I might just clip in a segment of David Sampson and Mike Schur arguing, their argument at the end, and just fade the club out with them arguing back and forth. I feel like that could be kind of a funny ending. Maybe leave a 5-star review and comment on what you think would be good tip endings for that. Otherwise, I'll just go with the Greg Popovich, we live in a racist country, Greg Cody hard net workout. That's always going to be a crowd pleaser, because that's how the show would do it. But that's been a lot of fun. But then that's also, it has me more engaged on the Reddit because I post the clubs in the Reddit. And so I've actually been scrolling through the Reddit more, and I don't get it. We're the Fan Le Batard Show. I'm a fan of the Dan Le Batard Show. I love the show. I think it's in a really good place. And I think me doing the club shows that. I have a lot of fun. And it also just kind of shows you how many jokes are in the show. Like, let me pull up my notes for today and see like how much sound did I mark from just today's show here. So I'm going to tabulate that. Oh, wait. Well, folks, while I was trying to tabulate how many sounds I've pulled for the club, my Me Shohei Ohtani alarm went off. So before we get to that, I'm going to have to tell you a little bit about what Shohei Ohtani's been up to, eh? Hey, guess what? Who leads Major League Baseball in home runs? Shohei. Who leads Major League Baseball in RBIs? Shohei. Who's top 20 in ERA? Shohei. Who's top 5 in strikeouts? Shohei. Who's top 10 in batting average? Number 10 exactly. Shohei. Almost batting 300. I mean, he's not having the year that Luis Arates, or I totally just butchered his name, is having, batting almost 400. Probably going to cut up a short of him highlights because it's pretty crazy. He's having, like, if he keeps up at this pace, like he's having well, sorry, got distracted. Gonna have to cut that because this is Me Shohei, and this has been Me Shohei because dude is a freak of nature. Now let me get back to tabulating my club sounds. So I've calculated it. I've marked down 49 different clips, which is way too much. I'm going to have to cut that down, but 49 things. And sometimes what I do when I'm doing it is I mark something because I see it as an opportunity, like, oh, that could interact well with it, or that could be a theme throughout the club. And then maybe it just doesn't pan out and I cut it later. But I've been on the Reddit more. And again, we're the Fan Le Batard Show. Love the Dan Le Batard Show. I think it's in a really good place. But it just is crazy to me, the level of people that are on there complaining about the show. And I get it. Like, you can have your opinions and stuff, but it's just, the opinions are like, they're harsh, so harsh. Like, and again, most of it is directed towards Mike Ryan, which I just don't get, because for me personally, Mike Ryan's my favorite person on the show. I think he's the most creative. He's the one for me that always keeps it fresh, because he's doing something. Like every single playoff run, I feel like Mike tries to take like a new fan angle and responds with the fan angle. Like this year, it felt like a theme that he was going to do is just say the refs were rigging the game. I don't think he honestly believed that, but I think he did that as a bit throughout the playoffs, and people get like all annoyed like saying that and not realizing like he's just picking a different fan angle. Like last year was the reverse jinx angle, and you know, I can't think of the year before that for playoffs. But so I just always look forward to like, what's Mike going to do to change it up? Now he's got this stepping back thing that he's doing, which again, the other thing with Mike, you don't like, some of it's got to be buried in truth. Like if you're on the Reddit, I can understand why you would be frustrated. And especially again, when you look at everything that Mike has done, like today, I had like this little brief back and forth. I just commented on someone who posted something where they were complaining about Mike Ryan, and some guy responded is like, some people just aren't good at radio. Like, okay, again, you can say you don't like Mike Ryan, you can be frustrated by it, but the comment of some people just aren't good at radio and you're just some regular fan. Mike Ryan's been the executive producer and had his hand in one of the #1 sports podcasts of our time that has literally changed how and influenced the entire genre. And the majority of people who are in the Dan Le Batard Show Reddit are there because you find it probably to be your favorite sports podcast or, you know, sports radio show there, and you appreciate and understand the uniqueness. And who do you think has had a large hand in doing that? And some dude is going to come in and comment, some people just aren't good at radio. Like, fine, you can say Mike's like not, he's talking too much, or I wish he would talk like a little bit less. But the insane level of things of saying Mike Ryan's not good at radio, just get out of here. Like, it drives me crazy. Bands, you know, be better bands or have better commentary than just that. Just irked me. Had to vent about it. David Sampson's here, everybody. I like David Sampson. I find him interesting and refreshing, although he did get scorched about the whole Mickey Harrison take, and I agree with everybody against that. Like, you know, I think he is open, but it's interesting how he keeps sticking to that. And man, did Mike sure really nail him at the end of the post game today with comparing what he's saying about Mickey Harrison and how it correlates to what's happening with the writer's strike and the ways that, you know, to their employees, well, we're not making any money, but shareholders, we have $30 billion in pure profit, right? Doesn't add up. Creative accounting. Frustrating, right? Well, folks, shorter episode. I'm going on vacation this week, so just wanted to knock something out, give you something. Working on getting some guests, maybe leave a 5-star review, comment who'd you like to hear from. So we'll see. I'm chasing down a couple leads on guests here and going to see what I get. And, you know, hopefully Ty and Brian have been real busy. If you're wondering where they've been at, hopefully they can rejoin the pod and return. But in the meantime, I'm holding down the ship. Thanks for all your support and listening. If you want to support us again, leave that 5-star review for our podcast. Go back, listen to old podcasts, right? If there's a podcast you skip, listen to it, because guess what? I put ads in so we can start making just a tiny little bit of money. And hey, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're actually pretty close to YouTube change their monetization here. And if you want to support us, it'd be a huge help if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch some of our stuff. You don't even have to watch it. Just go to our episodes playlist before you go to bed, plug in your phone to charge, turn the volume all the way down, and go to our full episode playlist. Click the very first episode and just let it play all throughout the night so we can get those watchable hours, huh? Help us out. Nathan out.